Hello and welcome, another episode of Haunted House of Rocky is here. I'm Lynx, the host.
And that's a wrap! A massive improvement over yesterday.
And that's not a wrap. That's a beginning, obviously. Let's continue.
Whew, feels good. All that practice is finally paying off.
Must be nice.
Yeah, still have to tighten up the bridge a little, but we're basically there.
Are we?
But why does it feel like we've been practicing for like 12 hours without stopping?
Maybe you were.
It's still bright out, so it couldn't have been more than a few hours.
My calluses are cracked.
Ooh.
Not that I mind. My guitar thirsts for blood to nourish its song. And I've got liquid bandage in my bag.
What? Wait, liquid bandage? What? Liquid bandage. What? What? Oh, wait, what? What? That's a thing? How does it work? How does it work? Or do you just glance it over the cut or whatever and... Not gonna lie, I kinda don't like that. I don't think I would use that. I definitely prefer the typical plaster. Yeah, anyway. Liquid bandage. I mean, we learn something new every day, I guess.
Oh, your calluses are cracked. It's almost as if we've been practicing for like 12 hours without stopping.
I mean, wouldn't happen only if you practice for 12 hours?
Hey, Lay, when's Dane coming with those supplies? I'm hungry.
You're a good cook, Brody. But it would be delightful to have some takeout for once.
Why would you say it's delightful? No, it wouldn't be. I have not had takeout in a long time. I think I had it once this year only. Come on, you don't need that. Cook yourself.
No idea where that guy is. Cell service is practically non-existent here. I tried calling him a dozen times this morning, but it didn't go through.
Oh.
Wasn't he supposed to bring us some grub yesterday?
Yeah.
Should have made more pancakes. I've never felt this hungry in my life.
Wait, if you say you should have made more pancakes, doesn't that mean that there are still ingredients around? Come on, man.
It's almost like we haven't had anything to eat for like 12 hours!
Why are you constantly repeating that?
Oh. Lay? Are you trying to tell us something?
Yes! Guys, am I the only one who noticed that we've been jamming for way too long?
Yes.
Well, now that you mention it, I think we may have repeated that last song over 100 times.
Damn.
Neat.
I mean, but 100 times a song, let's say, will be 3 minutes. And that's 300 minutes, so 5 hours. How many songs do you have?
But the wall clock says it's 3 p.m., which is only around 2 hours since we started.
Yeah. Wow.
No, I wouldn't trust the clocks in this house. They're all set to different times. I checked.
I noticed that too.
Oh my God.
What?
What? What?
Don't you see? We've tumbled out of time's grasp, divorced from cause and effect, frozen in the amber of the moment, playing the same songs forever. Because God has forgotten us!
Plot twist. He's already forgotten entire world a very long time ago. That's why we have Russians and Middle East. Unfortunately.
So we've all the time we need to clean up the songs before our gig?
Oh, I do have some ideas about that bridge I want to run by you all.
No! Stop! Does no one find any of this strange?
I mean, they should. As to not seeing my distress, for the first time the others don't say anything for a moment.
Well, I guess it's kinda weird.
I'm sorry, Leila. We were being too flippant about it, weren't we?
Yeah.
Seriously, how can you not be loving this? You're actually getting to see Wonderland. Chase the fucking rabbit, Alice. It'll build character.
I would not want to go to Wonderland. I tried not to give Dakota the sounds like something a ghost would say, Gimlet. She's being a little too happy about this situation. Suspiciously happy.
In fact, I think I might take my own advice. I'm gonna take a look around for secrets. Who knows? Maybe I'll find. Who knows? Maybe I'll find. Or become.
Did she just
a
repeat it
desiccated
twice?
corpse or two.
She repeated this twice, didn't she? Yikes.
Oh, how do you become two corpses?
You get cut in half? Then again, this is how she's always been. Ever since we first started hanging out, Dakota has always loved saying the most outrageous things to get a rise out of me. And we first met when I was 12. Wow. She can be the ghost if I have memories of her going back that far back, right? Unless... Problem is... It's the same for the others. I have memories of all of them too.
All of this is a little over my head. I'll go make us some food.
That...
I'm sure it's the hunger that's messing with time, and everything is actually normal.
Sure. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh my god, Brody. There's no way one can be that stupid. We're hungry because of the time distortion, not the other way around, you dummy. Wait, if he's unrealistically stupid so much so that he can be a real person, does this mean he's the ghost? But he's my twin. It can be him, right? No, of course not. Right?
Leila? How are you holding up?
What? Yeah, still keeping it together, I guess.
That's good to hear. Anyway, you should take a break.
Her eyes are so
you
good.
look like you've been pushing yourself too
I mean,
hard.
in general, like
Did you sleep well?
I like our girl's design, but her eyes are awesome. Also, you know by now, I'm an enthusiast of side tales, so she wins me over. I thought because of those damn crickets and the existential dread, I haven't freshened up in over 12 hours, so I'm probably looking pretty ragged. Oh, you look great. Wait, what if the time distortion thing messed with my beauty sleep? Is that what... Sure, that's what happens with me as well, all the time. Is that why I kept feeling like I barely slept even though I went to bed on time? Yeah, it's the same with me. Time distortion. It's not like I'm a late sleep goer. You mini house? Vivienne goes back to her keyboard, primly jotting down notes in her characteristic ultra-organized fashion. Her attention to detail is sometimes overwhelming. She still acts like a student council president years after any of us have actually been a student. How can she still think about our song at a time like this? Is she not bothered by any of this? Could it be Vivienne is the ghost? But again, she's always been this way too, for as long as I can remember. It doesn't make any sense. How can I trust anything if I can't trust my own mind? Is this what going crazy feels like? I know our band has always been a trio. One of us is the ghost, but in all my memories, those three are accounted for. Wouldn't that leave me? No, that's stupid. I'm in those memories too. Keep it together, girl. I can just stay here and do nothing. I should go investigate or something. How do investigations usually go? Where do I even start? Am I even up for this? Take a deep breath. In. Out. I got this. I try my best to channel Dane. Leila, if you were a lead actress in a procedural crime drama, what would you do? That's right. I would be investigating the suspects. And the suspects here are Vivian, Dakota, and Brody. Whatever, I can do this. Who should I start with? Oh. I really wish you used the actual photographs and no stuff. Why didn't you use the actual... Yeah, from the original basic character designs, right, that we have. Why didn't you use those? Brody, question mark. Vivian, Dakota. I'm gonna go to my girl Dakota.
Dakota! You in there?
Dakota! Silence, I guess makes sense. She did say she was going to explore. I think about maybe going looking for her, but then I'm immediately reminded of how I ran all over this stupid house looking for Brody. For hours! Nope, I'm not doing that again. Never again. I surreptitiously glanced around the hallway before opening the door and stepping into Dakota's room. Sure, it looks a little better than before, illuminated by that cyan-violet daylight pouring in through the windows, but it's still the creepiest room in the house. And since it's the creepiest room, it probably has the most answer, right? I dismissed Dane's imaginary voice hectoring me about my illogical judgment assumptions being pouring over the room. Covering my mouth and nose, I pull open the wardrobe, expecting an eruptive plume of moth droppings and dust, but like the rest of the room, it's immaculately clean, just as Brody has said. Neatly arranged, on the left are a couple of early 1900s tea dresses. One of them with a bustle. On the right are some nightwear and corsets of the same era. Sitting at the bottom is a single fancy coat with a pair of brilliant green feathers held together by a pretty ribbon. The fabric has a freshness to it that I don't associate with, well, preserved things. Like the books in the library that seemed like early editions despite the titles having been first published in my folks' day. Cared for or not, any book would become tea-colored with age. But the pages I saw on the fan shelf were pretty crisp and white. It reminds me of that slate grey computer in the 90s bedroom. That plastic casing should have turned the color of mealworms by now. Like on the old video game handhelds my brother and I would trade our monsters across. Are you talking about Tamagotchi, perhaps? These things just get old, and the truly old dress in this style should be effectively unwearable today. But the clothes here are all in possibly good condition. Also, sorry, I didn't sleep a lot. The food in the kitchen had been the same. Everything here just totally disconnected from Ren'Py. I shut the wardrobe without a word. There was a time when I'd be surprised and excited to discover gorgeous vintage outfits in a wardrobe, but not today! From here on, I'm not going to get hung up on all the impossible anachronisms I uncover. Moving on to the nightstand, I rummaged through each drawer, but all they contain are a few pieces of jewelry.
My, what an interesting hobby you have, rifling through a lady's belongings.
Yeah?
Dakota? When did you... this isn't what it looks like.
It isn't. Are you sure? Are you sure?
My underwear is over there, if that's what you were looking for.
Okay.
Ew! I'm so not into that stuff. I was just investigating your creepy room. Not you, I swear.
Are you sure?
Too bad. You might have liked it. What did your investigations discover then?
Nothing useful. Just a couple of old-timey dresses and jewelry.
Disappointing, right? A magic house twisting reality into knots, and not a trace of vice or sin to be found. No sex dungeons. No hidden bricks of cocaine in the usual hiding places. No ominous rooms with restraints and padded walls. And no human remains. A real letdown.
Sure.
What? That's not a letdown. That would be so freaky and wrong.
Exactly.
Wait a minute. Why'd you come back so quickly anyway? I thought you said you were going to explore.
Maybe she's already managed to finish.
I did? I went exploring for the whole day. I must have visited every room in this house.
Oh!
No, you weren't. You were only gone for like... You know what? Forget it. Nothing makes sense in this house.
Why would you say forget it? Just say that for you it felt like 5 minutes because you just went straight to this room of hers. Forget it. Woman! Like, dude. This is like the... This is... acting. Basically that sometimes is being told with women. They're like, forget it. Never mind. It's not important. Woman.
Huh. You've reached the acceptance phase faster than I thought.
Not very matter, not better.
You've grown, little one.
We
Wanna
just
see
don't
what
say
I
anything
found?
at all. I know slowly, a little unsure if it's a good idea and a little unsure if she was complimenting or insulting me. She gives me a sinister smile and produces a super old looking leather bound book from inside her jacket.
What's this?
The war diary of a Swiss man named Meinrad Ren'Py between the years 1940 and 1945. It's written
Wow.
in English. He was an educated man, wealthy background, the works.
But Swiss,
And I'll save you some
so-
homework. The same name is handwritten on those French certificates in the room you've been sleeping in. France awarded him the Médaille de la Résistance.
And?
The old-timer.
Yeah, well, he wasn't so old at the time he wrote this diary. But he was old money. The kind of guy who never has to put his ass on the line, even in a shit show like that war was.
I mean, he was
But
Swiss,
Meinrad
so...
went and joined the French resistance anyway, believing he had a moral responsibility to aid his French neighbors in overthrowing their oppressors.
Sure.
Mind you, this was a brazenly criminal act, because it was illegal as hell for Swiss citizens to serve a foreign military.
Oh!
Towards the end, he writes about some of the other countrymen who'd fought facing serious time for it. He had avoided that because of his family, but still brought scandal down on them. Sure hope he at least tried to enjoy it.
Isn't it in... I actually have no clue, not gonna lie, but... Isn't it in general illegal to serve in army of a foreign country? I'm not gonna look.
But all in all, it seems like he was a brave, passionate, and idealistic man, dreaming of a purpose bigger than himself. Yet, what it amounted to was what we now call gangster shit.
Yeah.
Bombings, assassinations, gunfights in the streets, clandestine transactions with sketchy characters. All the while, scores of his friends were perishing before his eyes. The demons of war must have glutted themselves upon his guilt, following him all the way to his home after the liberation. And when night came, they took hold of him. And Meinrad, mistaking his own family for brown shirts, murdered his wife and kids. And when he realized what he'd done, he died on the spot from shock.
Right. How do you not realize it's your wife and kids? Come on.
What? No way. You mean this house?
Yes, this house is cursed to reenact the events of that fateful night over and over again, trapping us forever at the moment of Meinrad's utmost despair.
Of course.
No! I want to go home! I don't want to be trapped in... Huh?
She made it up, didn't she?
Wait a second. Meinrad didn't kill his kids. He got, like, really old.
No, so he did. I'm still working out that minor detail.
Wait! Were you just making all that up?
I knew it!
Dakota! Stop screwing with me! I was so scared!
Hey, I didn't make it all up. Everything except the part of Meinrad going home and murdering his family is true. And after the war ends, he doesn't write about anything but watch movements. Super weird.
Oh, thank God. There were no murders in this house. That's good.
I mean, we don't know that.
It wouldn't have been in this house anyway. He was Swiss, remember? This is an American-ass house in America. The food's American, the milk's in cartons, the voltages are compatible with our equipment, the spellings are American English, the measurements are imperial.
Ugh.
This place may be unstuck in time, but we've never left Astoria. Well, relatively speaking, that gets tricky. Earth itself moves something like 150 miles through the universe every second. So even an infinitesimally small stutter step through time could end up with us asphyxiating to death in the vacuum of space. So you see, being trapped in here with me for all eternity might be preferable, dollface.
Ah! I don't want to hear it! But, thanks for telling me about the journal. I'll try to rustle up more clues.
Good luck.
Good luck. And look out for those jackbooted specters.
Quit it already!
Ha! Dakota is being somewhat helpful for once. The French resistance of one that framed photograph of those men and women with the guns really were Meinrad and his friends. I'm not sure what this means for us, but I feel like at the very least we've learned something new. Time to move on to the next suspect! Fine. Vivienne it is. I return to our practice room to find Vivienne, still working on her notebook, occasionally playing a few notes on her keyboard before picking up her pencil again. It sounds like she's trying out a few different riff lines for the bridge of our song.
Ooh, I like that last one. If we do 4 bars of that, and then switch to the build-up, I think it'll sound really exciting.
I'm hopeful. I've really got a lot of ideas. Would you like to try it out with me?
Haven't you practiced for like 12 hours?
Maybe not right now. This is promising, but my fingers are really aching, just like Dakota's.
Of course. Now that I think about it, I've gotten a little carried away myself.
Vivienne daintily shuffles out from behind her keyboard and sits next to me on the sofa I've slumped into. Unlike Dakota, who's always trying to get her eyes out of me, Vivienne sitting in the middle is always so soothing to be around.
What a dang weekend, huh?
Oh, I've had much worse. Even if it's been kind of taxing, exploring your horizons with your friends can't be so bad, can it?
Do you remember the summer fair before our junior year? The one with the freaky mirrors?
Junior year.
She looks distant in recollection for a moment, and finally a warm, burbling laugh comes out of her.
With your ex-girlfriend? I forget her name.
Carrie! But we never dated. She was just my hockey team captain I fooled around with. She's
Wow.
the one who dragged me into the haunted mirror gallery. Said it was a team-building exercise.
And what did you do in this team building exercise?
But it was summer. You were the only member of the team even there.
She just liked seeing me squirm, but it was really super hella scary, okay? Oh, I wanted to leave so bad, but Carrie wouldn't let me.
Well, it was a mirror maze. They're very disorienting. If Carrie had just let you run off, you would have gone charging headlong into a pane of glass, and then you and Dakota would match.
Not likely. No simple mirror could strike with the fury of a bird that size. Would have just given myself a TBI and a medical bill I'd still be paying off. But my point is, I'm so glad you were there. To make it less scary. And to buy me Italian ice afterward.
Of course, my friend. I'd never let my bassist knock out any more brain cells out of her head than she can spare.
Oh, so you only guided me out of the gallery because I'm your baseline spitting machine?
Bassline, soprano vocals, general sex appeal.
Vivian!
I'll stop teasing you now. Dakota may be rubbing off on me.
Maybe. Wait a minute, what did I say? Leave? As in escape? Oh my god! Oh my god! Vienna apparently knows the expression on my face, placing a hand on my shoulder.
Leila, is everything all right?
Why didn't we leave?
Leave the mirror gallery?
I spring up from my seat and turn to Vivienne. She looks very surprised right now, but I can't stop.
This house! This house is way more scary than the House of Mirrors. But not once have I thought about leaving. What about you? Did you think about leaving?
Oh. Oh my. I never thought about leaving either.
Right? Even right now, knowing this, I still don't want to leave. Oh my god! This is so creepy!
Then, would you like to try walking out?
No! I don't want to! What am I even saying? No! I don't want to!
Oh, it doubled
What am I
again.
even saying?
Why did it double again? I wonder if it's on purpose.
It's the same for me. No matter how much I think of leaving, I just don't possess the desire for it. Or don't see the point.
What does this mean? Why is this happening to us?
Well,
Even faced with this horrifying realization, Vivienne has the peacefulness of a glacier. She takes a moment of much consideration before answering.
could it be like a dream? When we dream, even when we know we can wake up, it rarely feels natural to do so. Maybe we're all dreaming together.
You think this is all a dream? Why would we all be in the same dream?
Maybe someone needs us here. Or maybe there's more to dreaming than we thought.
I don't know.
Someone needs us here. What do you mean by that?
I'm going to go back to look for clues. I don't want to be here forever.
Very well. In that case, I'll do the same.
Alright.
You will?
Of course. I'm in the same boat as you know. I'll probably start with looking into the belongings in my room. That computer could have some information on it.
Will you let me know what you find?
No.
Certainly.
And with that, Vivienne walks out, leaving me on my own, droning in my own thoughts. My thoughts, which I no longer have full control of. Oh, this is so creepy! I need to stop thinking about this and focus on my investigation. Time to move on to the next suspect. And that obviously is... the brother... Brody? Question mark. As soon as I enter the kitchen, the sweet smell of boiled apples wafts in from the stove. I'll be honest. I hate boiled apples. I really hate them. They're not good in the slightest. I'm very slowly stirring the pot while keeping an eye on the oven beneath the stove.
Brody, are you boiling apples?
Yup, making applesauce. Figured we could use that with the cheese and crackers I found to make an appetizer. For our main course, I'm making some carrots and potatoes, seasoned with salt, rosemary, paprika, onion powder, olive oil, and toasted pecans. The pecans were the only protein I could find in the house, so we'll just have to make do.
You know what? I'm actually kind of looking forward to this. I never knew you can make applesauce.
I never tried.
I glance upwards to the large shelf of 1980s kitchen tools stacked up on the shelves of the over the refrigerator.
Oh, I see. You're consulting the house's own cookbooks?
Brody goes silent for a moment. Probably not. He probably doesn't.
Whoa, that would have been smart. But I've just been winging it. It still smells great though, right?
Yeah, so.
I guess we'll find out what we're in for when it's time to eat.
The hardest part will be getting the timing right. I remember hearing that TV chef say we have to boil it for exactly 18 minutes.
I wouldn't trust that. Just that. Yeah. No. You need to pay attention yourself. And by that I mean all the cooking, not just boiled apples or whatever.
Huh? Why is that hard? There's a clock right behind me.
It doesn't work properly.
Oh, none of the clocks in this house run at the same speed. So, I can't rely on it.
Yeah.
Wait, what? I saw that none of them agreed what time it was, but not even the seconds are consistent?
Surprisingly enough, that is a thing. I absolutely have in my room a little clock that runs completely different. Like right now, it's 3 minutes behind on compared to my phone and the PC. And I bet in like a few weeks it will be like 6 minutes and so on. Anyway.
Yeah, I already tested it by taking 2 clocks side by side and winding them to the same time. So, that's a wash. But I had an idea.
He gestures to the earbud I didn't notice was in one of his ears. It's thin cord connecting the thumb-sized MP3 player in his jeans.
Monkey Gone to Heaven is 3 minutes long. So I just have to listen to the song 6 times in its entirety, and then the apples will be done.
Right.
Huh. You know, that's actually kind of clever. as long as you don't lose count.
Which you might.
Speaking of clocks, you know that glass case in the bedroom? Well, there's a workshop somewhere in this house full of watches and clocks. Like, from wall to wall. Dozens of them. It was actually kind of awesome.
And creepy.
There's a workshop?
Of course, there are still rooms I haven't seen this house, despite running around like a mad woman yesterday.
Oh, and guess what? Every single watch and clock in that workshop were also running at different speeds. Kind of weird.
Creepy.
Did you see anything strange at the workshop?
You mean besides the clocks? Well, actually, it wasn't all clocks. There were some music boxes and typewriters and wind-up toys and one of those things the Greeks threw into the ocean. Oh, also some old-timey doodads I couldn't even guess at. But besides that, everything seemed normal.
Did it fall?
Okay, so just, almost a sort of clockwork museum? Stuff that's all mechanical.
Yeah, and oh, I forgot. There's mementos and stuff on the walls in there. Like what that bald guy had framed up in the bedroom. Not as much war stuff though, it's all about clocks. There's one I remember because it was an old news story about some king somewhere being gifted a Winsenride Ultra Complication valued at $1 bazillion. I thought that was weird because I usually like things less complicated, but it turns out complications are what they call stuff like when you put a clock inside another clock.
Oh, like stopwatches, or the day of the week.
Yeah, so this watch was special because it had like way too many little complications. The Swiss company that made it, Winsenride, everything they made was like that. Not even watches for rich people, but for like princes and princesses, emperors, and the Monopoly guy.
Okay.
The Monopoly guy?
Yep, this would have been back when he was still alive.
Okay.
You're thinking of Colonel Sanders.
Oh, him too. So, you think all the clocks here are made by those guys?
Wouldn't there be some engravement or whatever? Good question. I leave the surprisingly hefty clock behind me off the wall and turned around. Handcrafted by Maynard Vinzenreed. It's elegantly etched onto its back. I can feel the pride of the watchmaker oozing from this etching alone. Now that I'm looking at the clock up close, it kind of feels premium. It's definitely made to be displayed in a kitchen, mind, but a lot of effort must have been poured into handcrafting this all the same. Carefully hanging it back on the wall, I turn to my brother.
I'm thinking Vincenride is a family business, but it looks like the ones here are at least made by a member of that family, yeah?
I see. Whoa!
Whoa, what?
What? Did you remember something else?
What if there's a higher purpose for all of this? Like a test?
What do you mean by that? I've never seen Brody acting so serious. I impatiently gestured him to continue.
What if someone wants me to stop relying on clocks when I cook? That's why they messed them all up?
Sure, that's the reason. Yes.
Imagine, after this difficult test, I'll be able to cook anything with just my knowledge of Pixie songs. No clocks, no timers.
I bet she's thinking, are we really related?
Brody, I'm glad you have such a charming nature.
Which means, are we really related?
Aw, thanks!
It's my fault. I'm the stupid one for expecting my brother to say something smart. I wave goodbye at him and walk back up the carpeted stairs. Watchmaker family, clocks over the house, and time distortions. Is there a connection there? After a minute of struggling to put it all together, I give up. I need more clues! And with that, I have no more suspects to investigate. What should I do now? What would the hot female detective in the procedural crime drama do next? Alright, investigate the crime scene. And in this case, the crime scene is this whole stupid house! Well, I kinda already investigated Dakota's creepy Victoria room, and my brother accidentally investigated the workshop. Thanks, Brody. Vivian said she's looking into her room, so I guess that leaves their room, Brody and I share. Alright, hot female detective, that's me, leading the way! Now that I have some context with the workshop, the really gorgeous timepieces displayed here make more sense. Wait, what's this feeling? This is what it's like to solve a mystery. It feels really kinda good. I pretend to pull on a pair of latex gloves like a super cool late deck before strutting around the room and rifling through the cabinets and drawers. Random metal trinkets, don't know what these are. Blueprints for intricate machinery, don't know what these are either. A set of tools, including one which kinda looks like a mini screwdriver, but not. A magnifying glass on a chair. Oh, is this like a monocle? A chill run down my spine. Beyond the shadow of doubt, this bedroom literally belonged to Mainrod Vincent. He probably even slept on this very bed. Not that it smelled like anything other than clean sheets when I slept on it, but I don't wanna be here anymore. No, keep it together. I have to keep searching. The only way out of this mystery is straight through. I continue looking around until I cover a leather-bound book in one of the drawers. It resembles the word diary Dakota showed me, not the sort of product you could just buy from a drugstore for $1, even in the old days, but a premium leather-bound thing. I can do this. I'm ready. I'm a hot detective who is super brave and extra smart and really hot. After a few minutes of self-therapy, I closed my eyes and opened the book. Peeking out of one eye, I see the words Memoir of Maynard Vincent Reed, 1956, written in cursive on the first page. The words of an older Maynard Vincent Reed, years after the war ended. I mean 56, I mean it's only 11 years technically, but... Oh wow, oh wow, oh wow, oh wow! The young man who joined the French Resistance, the old watchmaker. I spent the next hour captivated by every sentence in the journal.
My sons are languid, devoid of any of the fire that has animated my own labors in this industry.
Ooh.
Estranged from the craftsmanship that has defined our family name for 200 years.
There is that little Germanic sound.
Their figures in a decadent haze, then construct that which endures.
I mean, there is a thing I generally dislike about certain things regarding families, and that goes into parents basically, like they expect their children to go into their footsteps. That's not how it works. Let your children do what they want, goddammit. As long as they don't hurt anyone in the process, it's all good.
This morbid father of mine may begrudgingly admire my intellect, but will never allow me to wrest the company from him. And I might protect it from the looming collapse of our industry. We have a decade at best, and he would sooner burn our legacy to ash than forgive me for fighting for the resistance.
You just start your own company then.
Indeed. Since my wife's untimely passing, I feel starved of the warmth of familial bonds. Those kin who remain offer me but little cold indifference. With the upheavals of the past half-century having claimed so many of our company's former patrons, the very soil of my country has come to feel barren beneath my feet.
I mean, then again, you try to get the business out of your family. but start your own thing. Feeling betrayed by his country and practically disowned by his own family, Maynard emigrated to the United States, purchasing an old Victorian home in Astoria, Oregon, and tried to continue his own family's watchmaker legacy on his own. Okay. Expect nothing seemed to go his way.
Coveting the prestigious of my name, United States Time made a generous offer today. But I cannot say I do not condemn the democratization of timekeeping that these inexpensive devices have wrought. I would never survive the debasement that would follow from tying my name to the travesty that is the Quartz Movement Watch. For all their ingenuity, I will not abide objects so barren of spirit and artistry.
Okay. It goes on like that. Maynard really hated the over-proliferation of the watch industry, especially the shift towards disposability and whatever a quartz movement is. I actually don't know. More watch companies came calling, hoping to use the luxury associated with his name to grant legitimacy to wristwatches sold in shopping malls. In the final pages of the journal, he mentions a new child and something about passing down his craft to them. The last entry was dated 1962. The end, that's it. I think it's not it, to be honest, but... Is this it for? Or I guess more specifically, do I have all the clues I need to deduce an answer for the season finale? With everything we've got uncovered, the hot detective should be able to figure out who the ghost is, right? But there is no ghost. Okay, I can do this. Time to put on my thinking cap. The pieces are starting to fall into place. Are they? I've got you now! I've seen through your tricks, your machinations, your dreams and visions. You may have foiled me yesterday, but I have done my due diligence since. The ghost who infiltrated our bounties. Where? Where? What? Okay, Dane is not even around. Who acted suspicious, sort of? Alright, I'm gonna say Vivienne. I don't know why. It's a shot into the darkness, basically. Let's fucking go! A shot in the dark is the correct one! Woo! Hello, player. Penelope speaking. If you'll excuse the mention to the fourth wall, I'm proud to congratulate you on behalf of everyone who worked on Haunted House of Rock for choosing the correct answer on your first try. Let's fucking go! I'm a genius! Okay, I'm not a genius, obviously. A shot in the dark, and I was correct. No, to be fair, seemed to me like it might been her. Alright, it might be weird to think that, but she kind of doesn't have the vibe of a rock band person, you know? So I feel like that sort of got me to that answer a little bit, but is there anything other than that would get me to that answer? I think not. I think not, and that's the problem. I mean, I'm sure there are like basically rock bands members that are not, you know, crazy and wild and so on, right? But she literally seemed like maybe more of a classical music type of person. And I don't mean looks, okay, but personality wise. Like super calm, composed, and On the other hand, like if you have a very calm and composed person in general, you might have an absolute wild person on a stage, but do know, I was correct, I'm glad. Anyway, for this, you should be proud to know you are definitely smarter than Leila. Oh. Who will not be coming so hastily to this conclusion. Oh, what? I guess it's not game over. To see the true ending, please first enjoy Leila stumbling through all the wrong answers, and thank you for playing. The ghost who inferred about is... Oh, that's how you are going to play it with me, huh? That's how you are going to play with me. Alright. I'm going to start off with... Let's go Dane. She will think, wait, he's not around, maybe he's become a ghost. It just has to be Dane, he's the only one not accounted for. He made the reservation for this place, he drove us here, and more importantly, there has been neither eyes nor hair of him for days. Either he's the mastermind behind all of this, or he, like I don't know, kicked the bucket, but I don't think he's old enough for that. So I just need to go and confront him and... Oh wait! Yeah, he's not even here. That's sort of the whole point. Even if he was the ghost, if he's not even in the house, he's hunting. That's sort of like a whole contradiction, I guess. But more seriously than that, he's not even in our band. If our band has too many members, then he can't actually be the extra member. It's like saying my dad's a ghost. Daddy may not have much more presence than the dead, but even if he were a phantasm, it'd be totally irrelevant to pressing matters at hand.
Okay, so it's not Dane. Back to the drawing board. Leila, you bimbo. Okay, so it's not...
It's again the same sentence for some reason. Gently reminding myself that I'm seeking to uncover the bogus member of our band. The ghost who infiltrated the band is... Alright, this time I'm gonna say... Let's say Brody. I just can't make it not sound ridiculous. Do I really think the ghost is Brody, my own innocent identical twin brother who has never left my side, the heart of Pupula Duplex, the boy who brought this band together in the first place? It's not something I'd be willing to entertain the millionaires if somebody in my house wasn't doing such a good job of gaslighting me, of undermining my own grasp on reality and truth. On the other hand, you know, what if the ghost haunted you for the entire life and decided to play like a very, very lengthy trick on you, right? I mean, in a way, I understand that thinking, but then again, I was the one who was correct, actually. We just watch her stumble now. I'd never want to believe it. I'd fall to pieces without my sweet, gentle brother. I'd be shattered, wouldn't be able to carry on. And that's my angle. In a bizarre world where none of the rules stay constant, I have to eliminate even the small shred of possibility that the whole house isn't just a stupendous mental breakdown I'm having from the grief of losing Brody. My brother would never confine us here on purpose, or mess with our memories, or do any of that stuff. There'd be too many plates for him to keep spinning for this long, but he's just a load-bearing psychic construct I unconsciously created to escape reality, then really it's all my fault. Well, the good thing about him being my brother is that I can just ask him. What? I don't hear any sound from down the staircase where we last spoke, so I walk back out the hallway towards the bedroom, and as I do, I think about the lifetime of memories by his side. People who meet us now think we're fraternal twins who just look a lot alike, but we're true blue identical twins, we're just not identical. Yeah? Mom never really cared what we were, but she did want us to be the same. She got a strange mind. He has always craved symmetry. What? Patterns are soothing to the constant, there is anxiety, she's always feeling about every stupid little thing. So for my mother, the hardest part of Brody wanting injections was the fact that I didn't. That I wasn't that soothing mirror image that gave her the peace to confront the outside world. I'd been taking the path of least resistance a long time, getting swept along in Brody's force of personality. People always thought I was a tomboy too, but I was really a girl working as a boy stunt double. It took Brody taking the initiative to set us both free from the symmetry. The orderly patterns. Others see Brody as the one who cast aside the lines, but we both knew different. The sun was always out, but the moon had to make up for lost time. Stories aren't always so black and white, and life's just different for twins. I don't know how better to explain those things. I have no clue as well. Brody's having a cozy little snooze in the easy chair. When I come through the door, he pushes to his feet when he sees me come in.
What?
Hey, you. I thought you were making applesauce.
Oh yeah, that was a few hours ago. I put it in the fridge to cool and then took a nap. You want some now?
Alright, I forgot about that annoying little feature of this jerk house.
Maybe in a bit. Look, there's something I have to tell you.
Yeah?
There's only 3 members of Pupula Duplex. The 4th member is a ghost haunting this house, messing with our memories so that we think they're a normal part of our lives.
Bird gives me a squint. It looks like he's training really hard to wrap his brain around it.
Huh. Okay. So, then we're, like, mad at them for that?
That's about the reaction I ought to have expected.
Yes, messing with people's minds and lying to them is kind of a dick move.
I agree.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Shit! Are they messing with my mind right now? Is that why I don't really feel that angry about it?
Well,
Stop.
Yeah?
Her pout
guess
is so
that's
cute
true.
over this one. So cute.
well...
No, that's just how Brody's mind works, I'm pretty sure.
Never mind that. Do you know who the ghost could be? It's obviously not you, right?
You could have asked me over here, I would tell you. Brody considers that question moment too long and my heart skips a bit.
I don't think so. But I think Dakota was trying to tell me once that you were an imposter.
Mwah.
I'm sorry, she did what?
It was back on the 4th of July?
Yeah?
She called you my young animal. I remember thinking that was really weird at the time.
Your young animal?
How would that
Yeah?
even work? A young animal. Like a little bunny that's mind controlling me to think she's my sister? Are bunnies that powerful?
Who knows?
Is that why magicians pull them out of hats?
Yeah? It is at this moment that it dawns on me that my brother most assuredly is not the ghost and I was stupid to even suspect otherwise.
You know, I think Dakota might have been saying I was your Jungian anima. She said that before.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it might have been that. What's a Jungian anima?
No idea.
Let's find out, because I have no idea either. Come on. I'm gonna look through the phone. Okay, it would be nice if you didn't show me the Polish results so it's easier for me. That I don't have to try to translate this on the go. In Jungian psychology, the anima refers to the unconscious feminine archetype in the male psyche. Okay. It represents the emotional, intuitive, and often romantic aspects of man's inner world. The anima acts as a messenger between man's conscious personality and the collective unconscious, which holds universal archetypes. Okay. Can you explain this in a way that everyone would understand. I freaking hate the AI from Google as well. I hate the AI from anything, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie. It's so annoying. We need to search for it on our own, okay? I mean, I don't know about you, but I understood nothing from this explanation.
I guess I'll look at our other suspects. I'll tell you what I find.
Alright.
Neat. Mind if I nap a little while longer?
I might need a nap as well.
Go for it.
Psyched myself, I walk back out the door to review the other leads again. Well, having thankfully ruled out that it's my brother, the ghost who interrupted our bounties. Surely it has to be Dakota then. I remember the first time I ever saw her. Dad took me and Brody, we must have been around 12, to some kind of fundraising event back when he was on the city council. Dakota was there. Everyone knew Dakota Prejean. All the wives in that room had probably gotten their boobs and noses done by her dad. She knew celebrities, so she summered in Paris. Okay, she was like the princess of Portland. The epitome of poise and elegance, perfect little lady. What? In contrast, I'd been shoved then in a copy of Brody's boy clothes, so it'd be a perfect matching pair of tomboys in suits, feeling too graceless and crass to have any business speaking to her. God, I envied her. The years passed and I would see her at crosstown games whenever our high school's hockey team played the Pamper Rich Kids at Casperson Academy. She was there on the cheerleading team. Okay. You mentioned the hockey team, so I thought, wait, is that how the eye happened with the hockey game? But if she's in the hockey teams has a cheerleaders? What? How does that work? Whatever. So distractingly beautiful, I couldn't focus on my brother's place. Your brother played hockey? I never imagined she'd give us the time of day. I didn't even think she knew we existed. She had dozens of friends and admirers, but at the end of it all, she fell in with us. Why had she fallen in with us? Because of the accident. Oh. Okay. Please explain this to me. I'm so curious. Something stupid like that wouldn't have ordinarily even made the local news, but when it happened to Dakota, you can bet it got ink. Everyone was talking. She'd been on track to graduate valedictorian, to go to Yale. She had dozens of friends, hundreds of admirers. She probably could have become a senator. But she just quit. Quit cheerleading. Quit putting in effort at school. She ghosted all her hangers on, like she'd become a completely different person overnight. People gossiped that she'd gone off of a deep end over her disability and disfigurement. As for she wasn't still dazzling. A few years later, Brody and I were throwing apart our apartment after a music festival and Dakota, of all people, crashed it. We hadn't seen her in years. She was unrecognizable. She inhaled every four loco she could get her hands on and passed out in my bed, which she doggedly refused to leave for days. No, that's why I couldn't put my foot down. I just couldn't. After everything, she was still Dakota freaking Prejean. But I still don't know what happened with the eye. Then one night I heard her shredding on my guitar and Brody asked her to join our band. It's been us ever since. Wait. Does it mean that the eye was from the very... even before... As I scour all the memories of Dakota that my waking mind can keep a grip on, I came to realize that the most likely possibility is one I had dreaded. This story does make sense. When I really think critically about it, it's like any fantasy I might dream up about a pipe dream crash, complete with a ridiculous freak accident to justify why someone like her would ever be slamming it with us. Her little sister's golden eagle slashed out one of her eyes, and then she became my friend and interested in all of the stuff I like and a rad guitarist. Wait, you mean like an actual... Is golden eagle an actual eagle? Golden... It is an actual eagle. What the fuck? 1.8 to 2.3 meters. When it comes to wings, 3.6 to 6.7 kilograms. Dude, I mean, I don't like birds in general, so I'm kind of glad I live in an area where eagles are not a thing as well. That must have hurt like crazy. I can't even imagine that. I remember it took me so long to realize this was all a pretty fairy tale. She seduced me with exactly the lies I want to believe, even as her obviously magical eye was staring me right in the face. I stood for a moment alone in the shame of my good ability to take a moment to compose myself. I know I have to confront Gakuta. I have to know the truth. I have to know who she really is. It's my own red-hot embarrassment that keeps me from getting Vivian or Brady to back me up. Dakota reached straight into my heart and gave me something I'd want, so I wouldn't look too closely. Wouldn't notice she was a ghost. As I go charging down the hallway and into her room, I remember that she took the oldest room in the house to sleep in. She was giving me all the clues. It just makes me more angry!
Dakota!
As I kick open the door, I find the ghost sitting on the edge of the bed in the lamplight, tuning her guitar. She looks up at me with a puzzled expression.
Yeah? The fuck's got you so fired up?
Don't play stupid with me! I know everything!
Everything, huh?
Well, I know you're the ghost. And you've been manipulating all of us with your succubus eye into thinking Dakota Prajan joined our band. I'm going to tell the others, so just admit it. Just tell the truth for once. Tell me who you really are.
The ghost stares at me for a long time, like I'm the biggest idiot in the world. After a moment like an eternity, she finally gives a resigned sigh.
I confess, I rather hoped our little masquerade might carry on a while longer, pleasantly untroubled by the obligations of sincerity. Yet, now that the veil is lifted...
To my horror, everything about Dakota's comportment changes, her posture becoming that of a proper lady, and her accent that of a perfect London accent in a period drama. Despite her punkish style of dress, she suddenly looks every bit the woman who rightfully belongs in the bedroom I'm increasingly certain has always been hers.
Who are you?
Let me indulge you at last. Dakota Prajan is, as you suspected, far from my true designation. For in life I bore the title and name of Lady Verity Farrington. I was honored to hold the esteemed position of Lady-in-Waiting to Her Royal Highness, Princess Charlotte of Wales, and now am naught but a restless and wandering spirit.
Oh my god, what happened? Why are you here?
It is a horror I dread to recount. Charlotte's untimely demise had brought about such exquisite sorrow. His Majesty, in his immeasurable anguish, sought to vent his turmoil upon me, as if a mere attendant could be responsible for her cruel fate. At his command, his agents struck out my eye, but he found even this brutality against a helpless and defenseless woman insufficient. I was subsequently dragged, with every circumstance of indignity and woe, before that authority to whom even the monarchs of our realm pay tribute, the Lady of the Lake. His Majesty ordained that the enchantress should pronounce upon me a malediction of such unexampled severity that death itself would have been a cherished respite.
Didn't I play a game called The Lady of the Lake? I think I did. I've lost sense of whether I'm vocalizing my A of frozen silent at Lady Verity's confession. It's too much to take at once. Arthurian legend is all real? And apparently the kings of Britain have known about it this whole time?
You were cursed?
Ah, girl, you are so easy to trick. Very nuts.
The Lady of the Lake was bound by certain ancient compacts that even she may not gainsay. And yet, I believe in her omniscience that she discerned the essential innocence of my character, for she appended a certain proviso to her final judgment. Though I be condemned to this state of ethereal vagabondage, tossed about, as it were, upon the bosom of a capricious fortune, I might yet be redeemed if ever I were vouchsafed the inestimable blessing of a kiss bestowed upon me by a maiden whose charm and beauty surpass even that of my cherished
Let's
princess.
Let's go! I know who you're talking about. Those are a lot of big old words, but I still remember a lot of Jane Austen from back when Brody made me read Pride and Prejudice for both of us, so I'm horrified to admit that I think I know what this poor lost soul is telling me.
So, we're here in, like, a fairy purgatory with you. And you need a kiss from a once-in-a-lifetime hottie to break the curse?
Yeah!
Yes, if a maiden endowed with fascinating attractions.
Yeah! Says by a sort of restless 4 out of 4 times signature panic desperate to free us both from the prison. I gently leap toward Lady Verity and press my lips towards the surprisingly warm ghost. In the storybook illustrations, it's always a chaste sort of peck on the head that turns a frog into a prince, but from just that there is none of the sort of fireworks or pecks from an enchantment breaking. Groping for solutions, I recall that in Shrek the magic kiss was a lot more involved, hooking my arms around her waist. Dude, Shrek, legendary man, except for the newest one, I guess. The newest one will be garbage. I tried to correct by giving her more tongue. She makes a sound like a hamster sliding down the bell of a saxophone. I mean, it sounds funny, I guess, but how does it actually sound? I have no clue. I think that means it's working. I'm happy, even if it's true that this 200-year-old ghost manipulated me and hypnotized us with ancient sorceries into believing she was our lead guitarist. I know she was just desperate to escape the curse of the Lady of the Lake. I'm just glad that I was finally able to release her from such an unjust punishment. Or were you? Wait a second! Wait just a freaking second! This is stupid! I'm being so stupid. What the freak am I doing? I'm kissing Dakota Pritchell! Ah! I leap away from Dakota. So mortified, I bounced up and down, shaking my arms with eyes clenched shut like they've caught fire. What have I done? Barely able to hazard a glance back to Dakota's eye. She's giving me one of the most stunned and speechless expressions I've ever seen of her. Only for a second, and then she breaks down.
Wait, you actually thought?
Yeah.
Oh my.
Unable to say upright, Dakota slumps to her knees, rocking back and forth like she's having a seizure. I mean, like, you are any different.
Shut up! You're so mean!
the most beautiful maiden.
I mean, she's a beauty, so you know.
It was only because we're in a haunted house! That's cheating! And it's horrible! I thought you were the ghost because...
Because? I can't remember Marissa's now. They sounded so good at the time. Oh god, what have I done?
I can't breathe.
Good! Don't breathe then! At least then you'll really be a ghost!
Dork,
Did she just lose consciousness because of laughing? That was all the ghost's fault. Not me, a ghost, just a ghost. And so we need to never speak of this again. It's all ghost of all of it, and the ghost who infected our bounties. Yes, you will think it's you yourself. Okay, Leila, don't think like a schmuck. I know the ghost can't be my brother, because after all, he is my twin. I've known him my whole life. It can be Vivienne, my... my brilliant, elegant best friend who supported me and the band since I was a little girl, and can be Doctor because that would be too obvious, what with all her darkness and general mysteriousness and villain coding. But I know there is only 3 people in Pupula Duplex, so let's take myself out the role of the hot lady detective and to the role of the bespectacled white guy showrunner who created her. If I was the writer of my story and was trying to own the audience, what twist would they least expect? Now I'm really thinking 4-dimensionally. Well, if I'm trying to be unpredictable, then obviously I'm the ghost. But like, I'm not consciously aware of it, because I died really traumatically or something, and so maybe it's like I'm doomed to repeat this loop until 2 hunky monster hunters show up and finish my unfinished business for me. That will explain why my head is so cloudy lately. I've unconsciously blocked out all the information that would force me to confront the terrible circumstances of my death that have caused me to trap my friends in this house that... It's basically just a stranger's house, but maybe I'm squatting in it because I got kicked out of my place of death by the territorial ghost who'd already claimed that haunt. But ghost landlords, now that's frightening! This isn't working. Usually when the point of view character has the I've been dead all along epiphany, they're instantly guided through a montage of recontextualized moments from the beginning of the story that build an open and shut case that they're dead, but nothing's coming. Maybe I'm not believing it hard enough. I'm dead. I'm a ghost. I died a relatively jarring amount of time ago in the accident. I will suddenly remember. I'm a perfect tragic dead angel. Everyone used me a lot because I died. I bought the gum you liked in the red room. I'm dead. Still no montage. Damn it. I realize now that this entire line of inquiry is hot garbage, and I feel sort of embarrassed for entertaining it.
Time to face facts. I'm probably not dead.
Surely
which is very good. Yay me. But it does mean I just wasted my time. Let's look at someone else.
Will you allow me to... The ghost who infiltrated our band is... the one that a certain Lynx picked in the very beginning. That's right. Okay, you know what? I've played a L.A. Noire. Of course I would be good at detective works. Come on. Come on. Even if it was, in a way, an unconscious decision, I still knew. Seems I can't use my own denial as an excuse to procrastinate any longer. No, I know who the ghost released and I know who I can prove it. It's just a matter of putting one foot before the other. But I can't help but feel like it's going to hurt my heart a lot. And I don't want a fight or a witch trial. I'm not going to shout, I just want to have the truth. I just want to be let out of here. I put one foot in front of the other. Boop. My initial steps are a bit wobbly, tremulous. And then I realize I don't even know where I'm going. This is the wrong way. My feet are taking me nowhere really. It's not magic, it's just dislocation. I need support. I head back to Brody's room since I'm in the general vicinity anyway. I knock on the door in my signature cadence and then creak the door open slowly. Brother.
You're back? Is everything okay?
The magic of twins. He probably could tell I was feeling down before my fingertips even brushed the glass doorknob.
Yeah,
Wait, the door...
well...
glass?
No. I mean... things could be better. Look, remember I said I needed you to come with me to see a creepy door? A door that has, like, basically the worst vibes in the house. It was sealed off. I need you to help me break in.
Hmm.
I might be able to figure out how to do it myself, but... Come on, please!
Yeah, of course.
Easy. I don't say that word. Heading back in the hallway with him by my side, I feel like I have more strength to make what feels like an endless journey.
Huh. Are we gonna fight a ghost?
Yeah.
I don't think that's really us. The two of us. We're not exactly fighters, are we?
Yeah, I would say that's probably true.
Hey, I still play a little hockey.
Save your slapshot, Gordie Howe. I doubt it's going down like that. Let's just be true to who we are.
Technically they are in the US, so the hockey... the fights are sort of allowed.
Sure, another thing we're great at.
Not gonna lie, me myself, I would not be able to go into hockey. And it's not even the fact that, you get slapped around and so on, but... that one story with the goalie getting basically the ice skate to the neck. Ugh. Yeah, that's one story. It's like, yep, I'm never playing hockey, that's for sure. Anyway. Everything's better with a twin. I wouldn't know myself, sorry. We're starting for the... Why am I saying sorry? I mean, it's not my fault. We're starting for the rest of the walk. Down the stairs, up the stairs, around the corner. Time has little meaning here, but it's still... ultimately can't have taken very long to get to this strange, unassuming door.
Oh, this door?
Yeah.
I take it in a second time. It's a door. There is no sign of the sort of externally visible screws that would let anyone with a Phillips head just take the whole thing off in the hinges. There's nothing like a frosted glass transom over the door. We could punch through with a little Dimitri for that anyway, but we have to get in.
So, I'm thinking maybe if we...
Just knock on the door. My suggestion. I'm cut off by the sound of Brody simply turning the doorknob and pushing the door open. Alright, you can do that too.
What? Brody! That was locked before. I swear.
Yeah, you said. Guess someone unlocked it though. You good?
I swallow nervously.
Yeah. Let's solve this mystery.
Why didn't you bring Dakota with you too? Nothing left then but to charge through! But I'm instantly astonished by what we see. The room seems to flicker through many different furnishings before our eyes, like it's probably channel surfing. One moment looks Victorian, the next it could be from this year, then it looks like something from 50s.
You're seeing this too, right?
Yep.
Yes.
This cow has been weird as hell from the moment we stumbled in, but there is something especially totally weird about catching the weirdness red-handed. The weirdness had always been gaslighting us, sneaking around behind our backs like a raccoon in your attic. Can't say I've ever experienced that one. You may hear it scurrying and scrapping, you know it's there, but you never see it, never hear it. I mean, but you just say you hear it scurrying and scrapping, so yes, you hear it. We're finally face to face with the raccoon, meeting that beady-eyed gaze, and it just feels tense and scary and cathartic and amazing and sad.
There's so many rooms.
At least 5.
Like me before a date.
What?
Just can't seem to decide what outfit to wear. And this house has had a century to accessorize.
It's just like IKEA! What few flickers we see of the rooms in different instances of time feel less sanitized than what we've seen up till now. Most of what we'd seen had been scraped, like the tush tag on that stuffed animal had been. But now I can see the portraits of men and women blinking on and off the walls, journals and paperwork left out on desks.
Who do you think those people are?
We're not supposed to ask.
Yeah.
It's like reading a stranger's mail, you know? I don't think any of them are here now.
Okay.
Bet you some are still out and about in the world. And probably have terrible opinions about hip-hop or whatever.
You bet I do. Like, not much of that is good. Or should I even say barely anything of it is good. When it comes to Poland, garbage, absolute garbage.
There's only one resident of this house whose life was ever actually shared openly with us.
Oh yeah, Meinrad, the Swiss clock guy. But this isn't his room. And Meinrad's not in our band.
No.
I gaze out upon the channel serving room.
Okay. Make up your dumb mind, you stupid room! Give me 1976!
Yeah. After I say the words, if possibly not because of them, the flickering stops and the room stills on a single normal bedroom.
Oh, good. Thanks. For once.
Oh, why 1976?
Yeah.
Interview with a vampire.
What?
When did you interview a vampire? Is Dakota a vampire?
No, Never mind. I'll explain later. Let's look around.
Is this... Again, interview with the vampire. For me, it's the Kazi Klubej thing, okay? Desiree, guys, we played it. Interview with... The movie is from 1994. There's a sitcom, and I can already tell from the thumbnail that it's not good. Anyway, the room is the vibrant, lovely bedroom of a creative and brilliant young woman. Everything about the room is extremely trendy for the period. It's the complete opposite of Meinrad's room. So I guess this is going to be Vivian's room, right? The walls are covered in music posters, Yellow Magic Orchestra, The Runaways Parliament, Funkadelic, Rinda Ronstadt, other side recognized movie posters too, A Boy and His Dog, The Dunwich Horror, okay, I haven't seen those.
A record player! Wow. It's like you knew the cheat code to access the raddest room in the house! Huh. What is all this stuff?
I glance over to find the record player he's talking about. The vinyl cover leaning against the machine as well as the actual record itself sitting on the platter is Carlos. Clockwork Orange. First name scratched out by the owner as if in a hurry. There is an absolutely ancient personal computer on the desk next to what looks like a neatly organized box of generous tools. The computer's a graceless design trying not to be... Its display a blocky old CCTV security camera thing, but the keyboard computer is encased in an elegant, ornate mahogany box. It appears a freshly engraved nameplate reading Apple One. On the table opposite is an unmistakably a Minimoog Model D synthesizers. There is an empty space next to it that could easily fit a second, slightly smaller keyboard, but it seems to have been recently moved. Yeah. I just... Brody's voice rings out behind me.
Lay? Look at this.
I turn away from the instrument at my brother's voice and he places a framed photo in my hands. It's a family portrait taken in one of the rooms of this house. A small family, just a father and a daughter. A wizened Meinrad wins and treat. Looking happier than I've ever seen him, standing over a fondly grinning girl. He's old enough to be her grandfather, but she looks completely unrelated. I look up at another photo on the wall, no longer able to pretend it's not there, of my best friend Vivienne, as I thought I knew her in middle school, diligently hovering over a pocket watch on a workbench as Meinrad proudly mentors her.
So, Meinrad's adoptive daughter is Vivian? But wouldn't that make her like, pretty dang old.
Hmm.
Why? Why is it like this?
I'm sorry.
She's there. The two of us spin to find our keyboardist standing in their way. Our keyboardist, Pupula Duplex, never had a keyboardist. Some part of me knew that I would never have formed a bond without a drum kit or without a lead guitarist, but the keyboard was just a gravy. I try to push down the tears so my mascara doesn't run.
I don't even know where to start, Vivian!
My brother moves closer to me. I feel his arm wrap around. Regent gives Vivian regards us with a pained look.
I don't get it. So, you're really, like, a ghost? You're dead?
Oh, Brody. I've been wondering that for decades now.
Hmm?
I could philosophize about death for hours. But for our purposes, let's just say it's complicated. I don't have the answers. It's not like I've met God.
Well,
I've been here the whole time.
Maybe that's how it's for everyone.
You tampered with our minds!
Yeah, that's crazy. Vivian shrinks against the fierceness of my accusation.
Topographically and ontologically speaking, you're more accurately in my mind right now.
Huh?
What?
Do you remember what I said about dreams?
Oh, so it's a...
This bedroom of mine hasn't been arranged like this in over 40 years. Everything here was thrown out or sold off in auctions, so new buyers could move in.
Hmm.
But here you are, sharing it with me. Here, we could listen to my records together. Or I could write programs in BASIC as your eyes no doubt glazed over.
Ow.
You're in my memories.
Okay.
I don't... Hey! You're just turning it around on us! Maybe we're wandering around your memories accidentally, but you've been gallivanting in our memories intentionally! And you've played innocent the whole time!
Hmm.
I did lie, for which I feel absolutely terrible. And your privacy may have been violated as well.
Mm-hmm.
May?
My use of passive voice wasn't to escape responsibility. Rather, I genuinely have no idea if that is something I've done.
Interesting.
What do you mean?
Why do you think this room had been locked until now? It was a memory I hadn't been willing to share.
Okay.
When the guilt of deceiving you all began to
Fair
overwhelm
enough.
me, I unlocked that door. I wanted to come clean.
So all along this room was her confession.
There are locked doors in your hallways too, even if you may not know it consciously. Some part of the mind always seems to recognize a guest. But at the same time, if people were always of one mind, it wouldn't be so easy to betray ourselves.
Hmm.
Shit. You just dropped a whole lot on us, and I'm hella confused right now.
Highfalutin of me, I'm sorry. I just mean to say, even if some part of you let me in, I understand being upset you didn't keep me out.
I don't even know if I want apologies. Just... explain, okay? Give us the whole truth. Mindrad, the clocks, the house, all of it.
That's what I mean to do.
Mm-hmm.
Can we please just get Dakota first? I feel I should explain to you all together.
She's already there.
Speak of the devil, and Dakota doth appear. My mind's a supermax prison. Knew you were wandering in from word one. I just condoned it, because that's one of my many kinks.
Eh.
That, explains certain things.
Huh. Lay? You okay there? Looking a bit like a tomato stuffed with Simtex.
Oh, she'll be fine. She's just had an exciting day.
Yeah.
So, let's see. Well, I won't bury the lead. My name really is Vivian Vincentwright, and I was raised in this house. I died in 1976, but I'll get to that.
That's the year she mentions with the room. But it was late. How did she know the date?
But to start on the other side of it, my first memories were in a group home. I never knew my birth parents. For an orphan girl like me, getting adopted by someone like my papa was like winning the lottery.
You know, if you think about it, that might be what children getting adopted might feel like, yeah?
He always explained he wanted to pass on his passion for watchmaking onto a child. But I think he just missed being a dad. I knew I had adult brothers, but they were virtually strangers. I don't suppose I'll ever know what went wrong there. Shadow of the war, maybe? Old money snobbery? Drugs?
Yeah.
But even if they wouldn't, I absolutely loved my papa. He was a war hero, smart, a good man with a good heart, a feminist, a supporter of civil rights. He gave a lot of money to charity, made all kinds of toys for me with his own hands.
Well,
for the very poor, he would repair even watches he personally hated and charge them nothing for it.
What do you mean? But he was a guy. How could he be a feminist? I mean, if you think about it, the feminist movement is a woman movement, so... whatever.
As a child, Papa was Superman to me.
Okay.
He could do anything and encourage the same in me. But as I grew up, the scars began to show, inside and out.
I mean... I can't say the same. I can't say the same, sadly. Like... let's not dig into it.
It
I
wasn't
don't need to
simply
share
the war,
this.
of course. He had lost JL, his wife, and lost many other things. He carried around a lot of sadness in himself. You saw the traces of it, I'm sure.
Well, losing wife, yeah. That's a lot of sadness for sure.
I was well on my way to adulthood, and could see this fact alone was making Papa feel terribly old. But worse, he feared the art form to which his family had dedicated their lives for centuries would die with him.
Really? Meanwhile, I'm here, like, not being worried about the fact I might be like the last person within the bloodline. I'm fine with that.
Make no mistake, I adore watchmaking. I love mechanical movement watches. Mechanical movement, anything. It's deeply ingrained in the essence of who I am.
I want to say
actually
something
played
more.
it down around you.
About what was said. Where is it? Wait. Oh, there we are. You know, that part. He feared the art form of his family dedicated lives for centuries would die with him. You know what is the problem with thinking like that for people? The problem is they will try to force their descendants to continue that. Even though the descendants might not want to do that. I kinda don't like that. And by that I kinda don't like this a lot, not gonna lie. Dude, if you are to be the last one, then embrace it, okay? Don't force it onto someone else.
You loved Daddy's legacy, but you weren't looking to become its steward.
Yeah. Dakota reaches out with her fist and lightly rubs her knuckles on the record player meaningfully.
Like so many of your era, you fell prey to the seductions of that dark prince we call rock. Am I wrong?
Huh?
That's right.
Huh?
By your tone, I suppose it's become cliche now. But I assure you, being seduced by the Dark Prince was very edgy at the time.
I mean, you said 1976 you died. Yeah, that's a pretty good time to get into rock.
A true classic never goes out of style.
Like, obviously before 1976, but yeah, it's a good time.
Okay, I get it. But why are you a mind-reading dream ghost and not like some cool old boomer lady who still goes on tour and only occasionally gets quoted saying regrettable things about Bush's war on terror?
Yeah.
I'm getting there.
Yeah, I'm getting there. Keep your horses
I had a dream, and it had seized me. Papa never blamed me for my waning interest in continuing his legacy, but I think he was just so afraid of not doing enough with his genius. He was frozen in that wartime mindset where you give it your all or die dishonored. The prevailing wisdom by horologists was that the new quartz movement watches were more accurate than mechanical watches, in addition to being cheaper. And the idea of becoming obsolete galled him. He grew fixated on creating a magnum opus, a mechanical watch that did what nothing else could or would.
Again, mechanical stuff is better than... Yeah. Just like with cars, it's the mechanicals that are good. The new concepts, they are not good. Like the electric car, no, this is not a good idea. I mean, even in mechanical cars, obviously we have some electricity and so on. I would say the electric components are the ones that are most likely to mess something up first. Like, I feel... Yeah, absolutely. I've never had a mechanical component in any of the two cars I had to go bad on me. The only actual stuff would be the battery, which would, well, eventually run out of, let's say, gas. But, yeah. Again, it's the electricity issue here.
If I'd paid more attention, I might have noticed Papa would leave the... If I'd paid more attention, I might have noticed he was spiraling into... I can only call it a kind of sickness. He wasn't simply consulting engineering guides and design manuals to build his watches, but texts on religion, and then shadier texts from shadier sources.
Alchemy? Oh, wait. Which army did he go to from Switzerland? I think she said it was French, right? But what you're getting into is basically kind of sounding very Germanic at that time. Especially if we go war and so on. Well, well, well.
Papa would leave the country for days at a time, with very little forewarning. At the time, I simply thought this was how he was coping with old age, looking for answers after death, and reconnecting with friends from his former life.
In before he locked you up in time himself.
It was only after he died that I discovered what he had been actually doing. Calling upon his surviving underworld contacts from his old days in the French Resistance to get his hands on texts and materials that are controlled. At the time, I was too swept away in nightclubs and rock music and jam sessions to give any of it any thought. And that's something I would pay the price for. The night everything fell apart, I had received some of the most exciting news of my life. I hurried into the house and instantly saw that Papa looked like dozens of years had melted from his face. I hadn't seen him that happy in years. Oh, Papa, you're never going to believe this. I met a talent agent and...
Vivian? Ah, Vivian! My sweet cherished daughter. You've returned at the perfect moment.
Papa?
At long last, I have completed the final culmination of my life's efforts. The apogee of pure mechanical ingenuity. A timepiece unparalleled in mankind's long chronicle. Swiftly, I say, to the workshop to witness this triumph.
Oh, but... did you hear me say...
Yes, Shutley. Indulge an old man for this moment, and I shall see to fading your ambitions in short order.
Well... all right, then, I suppose.
Wow.
Look upon it. The superwork. Le Compilation Supreme. The most complicated watch in all existence. My defiant proclamation of the triumph of craftsmanship over the soulless hegemony of quartz and coin cell batteries!
Oh, Papa, it's beautiful, but that's really a watch? It looks...
This is no ordinary watch, mein Goldschäfer. But the synthesis of intellect with destiny. When wound to perfection, it transcends the need for hands or face. Merely grasping its surface is sufficient for its knowledge to project onto the theater of the mind.
This took a complete turn, by the way, to something crazy here.
To touch its flawless metal is to see with nothing less than the precision of the divine flow of time itself. Stretching back to the great cosmic becoming.
Maybe I'm not half the engineer you are, Papa. But you can't really do something like that with just a watch, can you? Wait. What are all these strange books you have over here?
Oh, some esoteric cross-disciplinary references I correlated. I have long since surpassed the outdated understandings entombed in those volumes. Now, approach, child. Grasp the superwork, and I will see it properly actuated. I would let none other than my blessed daughter.
He's gone crazy.
Knows the honor of beholding Kronos in his most crystalline splendor.
Papa, I don't...
There's nothing to fear.
There is everything to fear.
Papa, you shouldn't... Papa!
There is everything to fear.
So... yeah.
Tough break.
I'd say you went wrong by sticking around when he began to sound Lovecraftian, but I'd have done the same.
I wouldn't.
Wait, what happened then?
Oh, I don't know.
I would ditch the place immediately.
The house survived in real space, but the workshop vanished completely. The authorities eventually declared us missing persons.
People?
Last I checked, most spectators assume it was the Talon agent I met that day who murdered us both.
Huh? That guy? Why?
That's... You see? Because he was Rosino Altavia, the soundstage slaughterer. He abused his position at Monolith Records to draw on young female murder victims.
I wonder if that was an actual person.
He died in prison.
I mean, okay, I mean, that's good, but also, was that a real person? God damn it, I hate touchscreens so much. AI view is not available. Good! Okay, I want to turn it off. Jesus Christ, I want this off. Alright, it doesn't show me anyone under this name, so I guess it was made for the game. I was curious for.
Oh. Huh. That's a super good reason, actually.
Yeah.
Everyone in this band just has the weirdest luck.
Yeah.
So, wait, are we in the house or not? Why are there really old and really recent rooms if you definitely never lived in either of those times?
I can only speculate as to the former. The superwork was activated in this house, so I can see the house's entire history through time. As for the latter, I'm not a Polaroid, you know? I'm not a single moment calcified in memory, the way this bedroom is. That bedroom from the 1990s belonged to a once little girl named Ashlyn.
Okay.
Her parents bought this home and they lived, I'd like to think, a very happy life here. Before she went off to college and they decided to be empty nesters elsewhere.
Gotcha.
Every morning, for years, I'd help my little sister get ready for school. And we'd sit with her parents for breakfast. Then the bus would take her, and for the rest of the day, until she came home, she forgot she had a big sister.
Oh my gods!
The tush tag on the stuffed animal, the name is no longer scrambled in my memory. It reads Ashlyn in a child's handwriting.
My mind, my dream, is in superposition over this whole area. And to cross that threshold is to be in it. At best, I can retract myself if I strain, become smaller. After Ashlyn left, I was so heartbroken and so guilty. I vowed I'd never come out again. But it gets so lonely here. And I suppose that I'm weak. The house is empty now. Vacationers come, and I say hello and leave. Just for that briefest of human interactions. I'm not a creep or a voyeur. But then, you three showed up. A real, actual rock band.
And of course, being part of a rock band, that was always what you'd wanted most.
I couldn't resist, I'm afraid. And I know I should say that I'm sorry for imposing. I know I should be. But getting to practice and play with you all, these past few days have been some of the most joyful I've ever known. In life and in whatever this is supposed to be.
I feel the moisture welling in my eyes. I may still be feeling angry and heartbroken, but damn it! Understand, I'm no better. I know I would do the same if I were in her position. Rockets by passion! I can feel my friend's pain. I want to tag her. Why, after all this, after knowing how false our memories together are, do I care so much?
But didn't you force us to be friends with you?
Maybe not.
No, I'd never do that. It doesn't work that way. I swear it.
I thought so.
Then why do I still feel like you're my friend I've known all my life? After everything you've told us.
I don't have the answer to that.
I don't know. It's kind of like the songs our band plays, isn't it? Even if I write them, it takes all of us working together to make the music. Nobody ever made a sick beat at gunpoint.
Are you sure? I stood on the edge of the bed in stunned silence for a moment, surprised that my brother just used up his quarterly insightful observation.
Huh?
That's a good way of putting it. You may feel as though we became friends quickly, but this is a space where time is compressible and the mind is a landscape.
Vivian reaches out her arm and takes my hand. Looking directly into my eyes, she doesn't feel like anything other than a person.
You became my friend, Leila. All of you did. What felt to your higher mind like an incident, well, it didn't feel like that for me. We built a real friendship. Even if we built it out of order.
It's pretty much where I'm at on the subject, in all seriousness. You're a real one, Viv. I'd fuck with you even if you weren't a mind phantom.
Yeah, I don't really mind. As long as we can go home to feed our cat, this has been a blast.
We did make some pretty great music, huh? All right, I understand. And I forgive you, friend.
Vivian looks like a million tons have been lifted off her shoulders and she exhales a heavy breath.
Thank you, my friend.
I put my friend to a hug and for a moment we hold there.
Vivian, I am tiny and do need to breathe.
Oh. Oops.
Whoops. She releases me just before my brother was about to roll in to make it an even more suffocating group hug. Dodge the bullet! And then, in the silence, one last question remains heavy on my chest.
So, what happens now? You're not going to just tell me to click my heels, right?
A look of melancholy crosses Vivian's face again and I instantly hate it.
Well, I can just draw back the dream space. Not much time has passed in reality. This house will look as it really does. You'll still be able to rest, practice, do the photo shoot. All those things you came here for.
Okay.
And then, when it's time for you to leave, you'll go out of bounds. And the true versions of the events you remember, the memories I'm not in, will assert themselves the way they always do upon waking from a dream.
That sucks in a way.
In dreams, we accept axioms and priors that we challenge during waking, like the inconsistency of time, or how you could have known a girl like me all your life. Or at least, my dreams were always like that before.
Wait, are you going to say we'll forget you? Like, we'd forget a dream?
Well, I hope not. But it's a possibility. If you do remember. I hope that someday you'll return to this house to catch up and make music with me again. But I recognize that this could get cost prohibitive. I don't know how much the property manager is charging.
Yikes. That's worse. Oh god, that's so much worse. I don't want that to happen. Whatever it was I worried that Vivienne had done to us, all of it would pile tremendously in comparison to forgetting all of this. Losing my friends, or for some property manager to closely keep my memories of her behind a paywall and a reservation list.
No! Absolutely not! I refuse to let that happen! That's bullshit!
Meh.
I agree. That's not fair. You're our friend. You're a member of Pupula Duplex now.
Aw, Brody. I'm touched. But what else is there to be done? I would love for nothing else than to go everywhere with you all. To return to the real world and live out my dream alongside my friends. But you've all got dreams bigger than my old house.
We'll buy this house!
How? I turned to Dakota in a panic.
Dakota! Bully your dad into buying this house for you! And then we'll move in and we can live a Vivian off tour!
Meh.
Whoa, okay. First off, this house costs a few million at minimum. I'd have to use up basically my entire dossier of blackmail to wring that out of my dad. He hasn't been keen on me since I started hanging out with you weirdos.
Yeah.
But
secondly, it's a shitty idea. She doesn't want a second Ashlyn, dummy.
Yeah.
She wants to be in Pupula Duplex. So I say, why don't we just dig up wherever Mindrad's super work got to? Because, real talk, her soul is obviously bound to it. It'll be somewhere. And wheel it out with us when we leave. Then we can just prop up her dreamscape thing at venues and bring down the house everywhere we go. And sure, on the way home, the fans may not remember for certain the cute little keyboardist on our album covers was actually there, but they'll sure as fuck remember enjoying themselves. That way, she doesn't have to girl rot here in this boring house all the time with no friends. She can meet your parents and pet your cat and whatever the fuck. Or was there some obvious reason nobody recommended this before?
Right. That's what I thought exactly as well. The entire room goes silent as the vacuum of space. Brody, Vivienne, and I all gape at an impatient, expectant Dakota in absolute gobsmacked Dave.
Oh,
Yeah? Yeah? It was still at work if we want to get Vivienne ready in time for our gig. There was still a bit of practice we needed to get in, for one thing, but also we had to pin down wherever the super work was. I was a bit worried it might have melted 400 feet down towards the Earth's core or something, which would have been a real pain, but it turns out it was just in an old crawl space. No idea how it got there. It apparently mutated to the size of a beach ball over layers and pulsates a bit, but we all agreed that this was probably fine. We wrapped it up in a throw rack so nobody touches it directly. The property manager is probably going to sue for damages, but we're hoping they just forget we booked entirely. Our bad reception disappeared a while later. Brody called our manager immediately. Dane was so hoping that I could hear him from across the room. Said he'd been unable to find the house at all for some reason. Vivienne says that can happen once in a while too, and she doesn't know why. He was furious when we told him where the house was, since he'd already tried those directions a million goddamn times, but we browbeat him to coming back anyway. Decided to wait with Vivienne in front of the house, both because we wanted to make sure we didn't miss him and because we were all understandably really hungry.
goodness. This crisp autumn weather is just so beautiful. It feels different than in memories somehow.
Is that thing making this noise?
you know, there's one thing I still don't understand. Mindrad, the war, the house, all of that more or less makes sense now. Or at least as much sense as it's gonna. But why did I keep seeing the hummingbirds?
I forgot about this completely.
What hummingbirds? There were never any hummingbirds.
Meh.
What? Yes, there were.
Aren't hummingbirds migratory? They would have all been in Mexico.
Yeah.
No! I saw them! And Brody saw the one in the syrup!
I still think that was a bush tit.
Yeah.
Just let her have this, Viv. Leila just thinks she sees ominous hummingbirds.
Yeah.
I expected you to say something like, perhaps the hummingbirds are a harbinger of Leila's murderous split personality.
You just gave her that thought, didn't you?
Hey!
Ugh, I'm too wiped to tease her right now. I've only eaten memory food for 18 hours. Besides, split personalities are cliche and redundant when you're already a twin. That's just gimmicking a gimmick. Besides, she doesn't need an evil side because she's already the evil one.
Yeah.
Hey!
Yes! That means I'm the good one.
As I'm about to yell at all of them, we see the glimmer of Dane's Volkswagen cruising back into the driveway. Our manager hurries out as if unable to believe what he's seeing.
Holy shit, you're all alive. Somebody get around to explaining to me what the hell just happened.
It's, nice to meet you, Dane.
Well, golly. It's nice to meet you too. Whoever the fuck.
Wow, talk about being mean.
And what? No, I see. It looks like you got some kind of ominous Eldritch Nightmare scene radiating the infinite malice of the void. Casually strapped to a CRT TV cart. Very creative arts and crafts project, kids. Y'all got a goddamn star. Really liking how this is coming along. Ugh. Everyone shut the hell up right now.
You are the one talking!
Brody!
Literally, you are the one talking.
Yeah?
Kid, I know this is a Herculean task, but it is contingent upon you to make this make sense.
And you're asking him. Really?
Oh, okay. But you brought burgers, right?
No burgers, no explanation.
For the love of... Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. Burgers are for musicians who make sense. Now make some gosh darn sense, Sprinkles! Brody is holding the proverbial talking stick.
Oh.
Okay, so like in the 70s, the Swiss watchmaker made a watch that watched so hard it broke reality and turned his daughter into a dream ghost that lives in a dream bubble. She pulled us into the bubble because she wanted to be our friends and play keyboards in Pupula Duplex. Eventually we talked and we realized we should just take the reality clock with us so she can play with us on tours and hang out and stuff. That's her. Her name's Vivian. And if you go too far away from her, you might forget she exists.
Hi.
Vivian gives Dane a sheepish little way. Dane spends several seconds absorbing this information, firstly worrying his temples before his gaze turns sternly to me.
Leila, is this true? Leila is now holding the talking stick.
Yeah, that's about the size of it. She's a really good friend.
Yeah?
Oh, thank you.
Dane says.
Fine, whatever. Welcome to the band, kid.
Easy. Where is Dakota?
Well, chronologically speaking, I'm not really a kid, actually.
Thank you, Dane, for your willingness to endure the IRS audit that always inevitably follows taking on a dead person as a talent.
Yeah!
Thank you, Dane, for all that.
Mm-hmm.
He shakes his head at us.
Unfucking believable. Just load the damn thing in the back and let's get going. Sound and lighting checks are in an hour.
All told, you're taking this surprisingly well.
Most of the talent I've managed has pulled some shit like this at some point. Figures you were due.
Well, that explains a lot about the rock bands, I guess. Nakata appears from around the side of the vehicle, clutching a greasy white bag.
Guys, I nabbed the burgers while Dane was chiding you. He was hiding them under the seat.
Yes! Burgers!
I'm so hungry.
Oh, what's Smash Burger?
Right. Have fun. If you need me, I'll be in the driver's seat staring into the abyss.
Tick tock, 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 tick. Tick, tick, time can wait. Going forward at a frightening pace. Clock stopped down at 6.
Not bad.
To reach the end of the day. Licking fingers dragging down my face. Tick tock, tick, I'm another step behind, but I wanna go clock.
Hey, now we listen, okay? Now we listen.
Can't fix myself right twice a day. My alarms break and can't save the days. Wrapped around your wrist, I'm in time out. A piece of jewelry confused and spiraling. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick. Gears shift, hands twist round, circling, spiraling out of control. Broken fingers dragging down my face. Tick tock, tick, I'm another step behind, but I wanna go clockwise.
That's a good song. And I guess it was still going, but yeah. What a game. That was really good. I'm guessing I unlocked everything, right? Surely there is no way to not unlock everything. Whew. Well, I don't know about you, but I had a great time, and wow. I guess the last episode is much lengthier than the first and second. But that's fine. That's fine. At least in my head, it is fine. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Haunted House of Rock, made by Watercress, who once again familiar with already, played quite a few games, and this was another one. Fantastic, as a certain watchmaker would say. Fantastic. Would he say it for, or would he be too busy with creating a crazy watch that can move you through time? Probably he would be doing the other one. Yeah. I'll be honest, that turn of events with her supposed, actually not supposed, but with Vivienne's adoptive father, I did not expect that, okay? And well, if you think about it, he was showing a bit of, again, okay, maybe not even a bit of, but he was showing the certain group of people from Germany during World War II type of mind. You know, trying to create magic with the use magic, trying to create a watch with, well, I think we can certainly assume even alchemy, basically. That was nuts. Am I glad that I've noticed who the ghost is on the first try? I mean, I guess. I mean, that just shows my feeling for the situation was correct. And it absolutely was. It absolutely was. Also, I guess Leila has a thing for Dakota, even though she doesn't realize that or doesn't want to accept that. And definitely Dakota has a thing for Leila because she teases her so much. We know that. We know that. Were there... Oh yeah, there were supposed to be multiple endings. Interesting. I wonder if the multiple endings are based... No, they are not. Surely they are not based on who you guess is the ghost, right? I don't know. What I do know again is that my guess was the correct one. Also, I'm glad that the Dakota's story about her eye was explained, because I was super curious about that. About that eye of hers. What happened over there. So we did find out. We did find out. With that being said, for fantastic game. Link in the description as always. Go and get the game yourself too. Also, check out Watercress's each page in general and have a look at the other games. There is quite a few over there. We played quite a few as well. The ones we played all were super fun, in my opinion. And Haunted House of Rock also drops into that category. The very enjoyable creations. But yeah, with that being said, I'm gonna go and take a nap. For you... Well, if you enjoyed, consider liking the video, always appreciate it. If you're new around, consider subscribing, also super appreciated. A lot of games already played. And well, I can only imagine a lot of games still to be played. That's it. For now, for today, that's it. Tomorrow, another game, I guess. So, I wish you a fantastic day. I'm out. Bye bye.